The Armored Factory is an all-new spawner tower added to TDX. Much like Barracks, it spawns units that move down the path and kill enemies. But which one does it better exactly? That's why you're here, right? So, without further ado, let's get into Armored Factory versus Barracks. Hold up right there. Let's get some rules out of the way first. First of all, I'm only allowed to use Farm along with Armored Factory and Barracks. I cannot bring anything other than Barracks and Armored Factory for damage. So, with all of that out of the way, let's begin with Armored Factory. Why? Because come on, this is a new tower. I first started out by placing a farm, as this would help me make some money, and since the mat was so long, it would be alright. Spoilers, it didn't make much of a difference at all. And then, I placed Armored Factory. It killed the enemies and kept doing well. It did so well in fact, I actually had no problems up until wave 30, which was when Predator came. The hordes of giant bosses and monsters were easily taken out by M2 Bradleys, but the Predator itself actually took quite the beating. Regardless, we beat him. On wave 35, it was finally time to beat Eradicator and be done with the slog of a match. It was easy, but not that easy. Z became quite close, and to be honest, there's not a lot to say. Like, we just won. With Armored Factory winning Intermediate, it was now time to test out Barracks. Now, I don't know if I played Barracks wrong, I probably did, but Barracks didn't do that well. And I feel that I should actually go into details this time because Barracks is actually interesting while Armored Factory is literally just upgrade your stuff and you win. Let me show you. So, to start, I once again placed a farm at the start, but Barracks is cheap so it wasn't a real problem, but then again, a farm on the first wave was quite useless. It was all smooth sailing until the boss appeared, but towards that point, I had actually realized that the top path on Barracks was actually really good. Like, really good. It shredded wave 13 like it was no threat, and many waves after it. Now, was this way easier because this is Apocalypse, aka the longest map in the game? Yeah, but not even Armored Factory wins in any map other than Apocalypse, so on wave 27 we actually came quite close to dying, but the level 4 scouts did not disappoint. Anyway, waves up until 30 were quite easy. That was until wave 30 itself came around. Predator came this close to ending all of my hopes and dreams. But it was actually okay, because we didn't actually die. Well, not yet. When wave 35, Eradicator appeared. At that point, I really felt as though I should have brought bait, but realized that if I had placed the bait too close to the boss, it would damage it, which was not allowed. So I tried to bait it with farm, which, if you didn't know, Eradicator doesn't actually kill passive towers, so I was out of luck. For the most part, we struggled a lot. I mean, just look at this. He was still 45k HP away from death. So, Barracks lost. I'm not very surprised because Barracks isn't designed for killing bosses, just as much as Armored Factory isn't either. I also think this was actually an unfair comparison because Armored Factory is a late game tower, while Barracks is unlocked at a very early level. I also may not have played the best on the Barracks game, but hey, I tried. So, in conclusion, Armored Factory is better than Barracks. I mean, did you guys really think some dudes with guns could beat little tanks? Like, what the